Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and this is your Stockwatch list for Tuesday, September 26th. Hey, just a reminder, I do have a webinar coming up on Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. Just put in your name, your email, send it my way, and we'll send you the link to the room. And also I'll be putting the link for the webinar out on the my Twitter feed. I'll put it on StockTwits. So basically all you have to do is you can click on that link and come to the webinar on Thursday. It starts at 6 p.m. September 28th. Alright, so that's a reminder. Zozo webinar, day trading, swing trading, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Some of the top gainers for the trading day: ORPN, IZEA, ARDM, SPI, PLSE, JAGX, IPCI, OUT, ASNA, PRQR, STAF, and KTOV. Some of your losers: WUBA, AKTX, NLNK, TYHT, JELU, ATOS, NTZ, DGX, JMU, AZZ, SMI, and TRIP. For our calendar of events for tomorrow, some earnings coming out for Tuesday the 26th in the morning. We got CCL, DRI, FDS, and INFO. That's before the bell on Tuesday. After the bell, you have CTAS and two big ones: MU, Micron, and Nike, NKE. So all that will be happening tomorrow after the bell. For our earnings, for our economic information for tomorrow at 8:55, Red Book. Let's see, we have Fed Speak Loretta Mester at 9:30, Fed Speak again, Charles Evans. So Fed Speak right at the open right here at 9:30. 10 o'clock, State Street Investor. 10 o'clock, Consumer Confidence, New Home Sales. 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Richmond Fed. So a lot of action right here between 9:30 and 10 o'clock with all this economic information coming out. And then we get Janet Yellen speaking at 10 minutes 12 o'clock. And then on top of that, we get more Fed Speak, and that's at 12:30. And then 4:30, we get the API crude oil data coming out. And if that's not enough for you, then we have numbers coming out from Asia at 10 minutes to 8, Japanese numbers coming out. And also 9:30, we have China industrial profits coming out, and that's in the PM on Tuesday evening. So a very busy day economically with Fed Speak, and gosh knows what's going on with Korea, if the war of words is going to continue to heat up. So that's kind of what sent us down today, was North Korea. And so let's go ahead and take a look at our conference calls for Tuesday the 26th. We got at 8 o'clock INFO, DRI at 8:30. 10 o'clock we get CCL, Carnival Cruise. FDS at 11 o'clock. Then after the bell we have MU at 4:30, Nike at 5 o'clock, CTAS at 5 o'clock, ARCW at 5 o'clock. And those are your earnings conference calls brought to you by Earnings Cast. And I forgot to mention the calendar here is brought to us by courtesy of the Trade Exchange. So let's go ahead and look at some of the markets. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the markets. We see that the SPY pushed down today. Some weakness showed up right after the comments from Korea. The war of words is definitely heating up now. Is this going to escalate? We don't know. We'll have to check the futures and see how they're doing in the overnight session. Let me get rid of this green line for you. So we came right down to the 20 SMA. So we're going to have to watch that level for tomorrow, 2408. I'm sorry, 248.08, and that's the 20 SMA. So 248 spot is going to be very important tomorrow at this 20 SMA for the SPY. And we'll see what they want to do with the futures. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Here's the Qs. A little more selling in the Qs. And I have a lot of lines on my chart from the intraday chart. Sorry about that. But the Qs basically, you know, coming down to the 100 SMA. And we're going to have to see if they want to bounce that here on the QQQ. You see you had the kind of rollover here at 146.50. And then we broke that 144 spot. And I'll get rid of that green line for you now too. But now we're coming down to the 100 SMA. Are the bulls going to show up here at the 100 SMA at 141.79? We'll have to see. All right, so we are getting close to that. We'll see what they want to do. As far as our IWM, which was leading the charge, staying steady, holding up. Still up there at that 145. The IWC, the micro caps, more highs here on the IWC, pushing higher today on the IWC, up 0.36% on that. As far as the IBB, that also stayed in the green today, and trying to get back over the 10 SMA on the IBB. So that was strong today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Dow Jones 30, a little bit of a pullback to the 10 SMA. Buyers came in right around this 10 SMA for the Dow Jones 30. And let's see, lastly, we'll just take a look at some of the big stocks. Apple took a hit today, and you see when Apple couldn't get over this resistance, since then it's been kind of rolling over. We got the cross of the 5 crossing the 10 moving average here, and it's been down. Amazon today, that one pulled back below the 150 SMA, below these lows back here, and we are definitely below this trend line, so we can remove that now, and we're below the 50 SMA on Amazon. Google, you know, trying to hold on to the trend line here on Google, trying to hold the 150 SMA, but still below the 50 SMA here and the 100 SMA on Google. Next, we'll take a look at Tesla, and that one's just basically, you know, we did this kind of double top here. We had a top here and a top here, and now we're rolling over to the 100 SMA. You know, is this 327.25 area going to come into play? We'll have to see, but we are below the 50 and trying to stay above this 100 SMA. We held it here. Let's see if they'll hold it here for Tesla. Netflix, another one that's coming down, a big drop in this candle down to the 50 SMA on Netflix. So we'll see what they want to do with this, if they're going to bounce it or, you know, continuation down. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get right into the watch list for tomorrow. ACRX, nice pop today, big volume, almost 4 million shares traded. You know, the obvious number here is that 4, but, you know, as a trader, I want to maybe like a red to green type of move, or maybe some consolidation under 4 on ACRX. AEZS, messing around with this 200 SMA. Volume was a little bit light today, but we did have a green candle. We're above the fast moving averages. Let's see if we can get above this, you know, 230 spot again on AEZS. AGRX, back over the 50 SMA. We had a high today of 420. We closed at 403. Maybe 415 is enough to get this one going. We'll see. It would have to set up intraday. AMRN, nice pop, looking for that 350 break here. 3 million shares came into the name on AMRN. ARLZ, another one, you know, curling up here after basing for a while, back above the 50 SMA. Volume on Friday, some more volume today. You know, you see that obvious number of $2 right here. So let's see if we can get, you know, maybe a 190 break and then maybe the $2 follow through on that name. BETR, packaged foods, coming up off the lows here, some expanding volume, turning up, getting above the 20 SMA. BTEG, gold play, popping today, big volume, almost 9 million shares. We have a high of 289. So I'll keep this one on watch, see if, you know, what it wants to do. Speaking of gold, GLD, that popped off the 50 SMA today in SLV, Schlumberger, excuse me, SLV. That one popped and is getting back over the 50 SMA on silver, but GLD looks a little bit better than silver right now. If we go ahead, we'll take a look at Cala. We did get the pop up here to 17, then the pullback. So I didn't really like that action too much, but I'll have it on a chart. Maybe it can regroup and try to make another attempt at this 17 area on Cala. CBLI, nice pop today. Volume a little bit light though on that pop. The high is 369. We closed 346, so maybe back over 355 on CBLI on that name. Not a favorite just because of the low volume here. CDNA, you know, we're up here near the highs, and we've popped at that 350. Couldn't get through. We fouled. It looks like we're fouling again at 350. So CDNA, if it can get through that 350, we closed at 333. if it can consolidate under 350, then make the move. We might get a nice play in that. CFF, this is one of those agricultural plays, looking for the break of 36. Seems like the natural number to break here. Possible swing trade with a continuation move in CF. Potash has been strong. This one could go over, 1950, and maybe we get a continuation move. IPI, another ag name. This one popped today. And then we have Mosaic. This one, trying to get back over the 50 SMA, the laggard in the group. So maybe this one might get going on MOS. Another name in that area is MON. You see this one is continuing up, but this one has a chatter around it. I think it's going to get bought out by Bear. So that's some of your, ag names, and like I said, the CF might pop here. CLDX, nice volume, 5 million shares, popped today. Held $3, got over the 200 SMA, got as high as 314. So a biotech name, and we'll see if there's any kind of setup in that name, but keep it on watch. CLMT, nice pop. This one is oil gas refining. With names like Velo, Ripping Up, and PSX, HFC, Holly Frontier, that one making new highs. So maybe this CLMT wants to make a continuation move. Through the highs today were 840. So 840, 400,000 shares. Maybe this one will get moving. It's in the right space, oil and gas. So keep an eye on that. CON, a retailer looking kind of pretty here, trying to break out over that 24 spot. Maybe 24.80 is enough to get that one going. CTMX, basing under here, under $18 a share. We'll keep our eye on that for the $18 break. A little bit light in the volume though. But if it can break that 18, we might get a continuation move. Biotech name. EKSO, been getting big volume the last couple of days. Looks like if it can take out, that 140 area, maybe we'll get the push up to 150 on EKSO. It's not a favorite, very slow trader. FCEL, trying to take out this 180 spot. And, the daily chart is turning up, so it's looking good. Plug, is still holding up too, and Ballard Power also popped. A little bit of an indecisive candle here right now, but after that big run, so maybe FCEL will want to go. GES, retailer popping here, 1.9 million shares. The high today was 1663. We closed 1649, so maybe 1665 or just above that 1655 spot on GES. MBOT, been talking about this one for a while. It's just not doing anything, It is holding the 5. It is kind of, above the 50. It's above the 20. But I needed to clear, some of these bigger numbers up here, 140, 142. And maybe that would be interesting again. Right now it just seems to be pausing and kind of flagging out right now. MNTA. This looks like a nice daily, a bounce off the 50 SMA, drug manufacturer, trying to move up, and we have a high here of 1765, looking for it to take out either that or 1770, and see if we can get a continuation move. Drug manufacturing, so this might be setting up. MOS we spoke about, trying to get back over the 50. Plug we mentioned. POT we mentioned. ROKA, this one came up on a scan early today on my trade ideas scan, and looking for it to take out maybe 125 possibly on this name. 1.6 million shares, so the 50 is up here at 176, so there is a little bit of room in ROKA. We'll see how that plays out. SEDG, SEDG, been flagging, kind of can put your consolidation like wedge here, coiling. So there's your like wedge. We'll see if it wants to take out 27, but First Solar, FSLR, that one big candle down today to the 50 SMA, but it did kind of stop at the 50 SMA, so we'll see. And then a bunch of the other solars, JASO and JKS, not looking so good. CSIQ also not looking very good. Sedge is the only one that looks pretty good. TAN got clobbered today in the solar ETF, so we'll see on that Sedge. We're gonna have to maybe get wait on that one. SN, oil and gas name, popping almost 4 million shares, trying to get over the 50 SMA 491, so maybe we get that $5 break on SN. So keep your eye on that one. Staff, a small one, trying to get back over $1. I've traded this one before, all the way up to this like $1.14 area. We traded this intraday, so now if it can break out over that dollar, maybe we get a continuation move. You see the big volume that came in here, and then today over 1 million shares. So something's going on there. It's kind of smoldering right now. Here's USAT. This one, some topping tails here, a little bit of selling, but over 575, 580. Maybe this one gets moving, expanding volume here on USAT. VKTX, can't ignore this one. The volume was a little light though, but we are up near this 150 spot. We did have some nice candles here, so we'll see on that one. And lastly, Ziop. We'll see if this one wants to maybe break out over the highs today. 635 was the high, and we'll see if we want to maybe pop over that 640 spot, clear some of these moving averages, and maybe get going for Ziop. So that's your stocks watch list for today. Don't forget, Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can fill this out or watch my Twitter feed or watch my stocks Twitch feed, and I'll be putting out the link to come into the webinar for free, or you can send me your email and we'll send you the link right to your email. All right, so that's Thursday, September 28th, 6 p.m. Come talk about swing trading, day trading with me at the Zozo webinar, day trading, swing trading chat. Have a great evening, all. Thank you for your subscriptions on YouTube and being followers on YouTube, Twitter, StockTwits. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and please hit that like button if you like these videos, and we'll see you at the webinar.